Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about why I decided to move to Ghana from Canada. And I'm going to give you just like a bit more background into who I am and why I decided to make this channel. During COVID, I came here to visit my dad, and I spent about, unexpected 6 months, and so many people that's the same situation. But I was meant to stay for 3 weeks, and then at that time when I was here, there was a bunch of restrictions going on in Canada. So, there was a hotel quarantine and all this stuff. So I decided I just kept extending it and extending it and extending it. And the next thing I know, it was June. And I just had the absolute best time. I thought, I've never actually lived in Ghana. I always say I've come every single year for holiday, to visit family, to see my parents. And this time I felt like I was actually living here, so it was more day-to-day life, and I actually fell in love with what it's like to live here day-to-day. I also met so many interesting people in so many different industries. I feel like in Ghana, since it's underdeveloped, there's so many opportunities, and there's opportunities to meet people who are doing things that you might not have known about. Like, for example, so like fisheries or something, like that's not something that I know anyone who's in Canada. And maybe that's just because I don't know anyone, or maybe it's just because the industry isn't as big here because it can't be done all year round. But stuff like that, farming is huge in Ghana, and I don't really know any farmers in Canada. Obviously there's farms in Canada, but I don't know any. And here it's like, oh, I met people who are farmers, people who have pineapple farms, cashew farms, etc. So I thought that was super interesting. And just overall, I'm really interested to learn more about kind of the different industries here, the economy here, and that's another reason why I want to stay. Also really close with my dad, so it was really nice to spend more time with him. And we haven't lived together in over, I think, 15 years, so it was really interesting to have that situation going on. And I really enjoyed our walks in the morning and just talking every day. And so that's something I was like, you know what, I'm almost 30. I'd really like to do that. That's what I would like my life to be like. Another reason is I felt really connected when I was here, like in general. Like I just felt way less stress. I felt just like at home, and I didn't feel that way when I was in Toronto for the last few years. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in my corporate world, in my corporate life. There's just a lot of like racism and discrimination and all of the Black Lives Matter. And it was just like a lot to kind of have on you and move with that throughout society. I worked in a very white corporate environment, and so it was very, I'm the Black person. I'm the one who has to carry all of this, I don't know, it's like stress, and it's just like, it was just making me not happy. And so when you come to a place like Ghana, everyone looks like you, and you just don't feel like people are looking at you because of the color of your skin at all. They're kind of, everyone looks the same, and there's not as much, there isn't racism. I mean, there's discrimination and there's classism, and like, I'll get into that later on. But in terms of just simply like, this person is Black, there isn't really any discrimination in that sense. And for me, that's like a huge thing in the last few years. That's really made me, I don't know, just start to think about, where do I want to live? Where do I want to raise my kids? Stuff like that. And the language. So I am not great at Twi, like that's the local language in Ghana that my father speaks. So something that I really want to do this year, and this maybe you guys will be my accountability, is I really want to learn the language. So I actually take Twi lessons 3 times a week, and I'm really being intentional about trying to learn and improve my ability to speak the local language. So that's a big goal of mine for 2022. Queen of activities. So I love tennis, I love horse riding, I love polo, I love basketball, I love swimming, etc. So in Ghana, we have a 30-degree weather all year round, and so I'm really looking forward to doing these activities all year round. Another thing is that it's a lot more accessible. Like, it's not, you have to travel super far to go horse riding anything like that. So living in the main city, it's actually a really small city. I'm gonna actually put exactly how big. Obviously the traffic is really challenging, but if you plan your day properly, you can kind of avoid the traffic if you go super early and stuff like that. So when I was here last time, I played basketball twice a week, and it was a great community of, players, and, they welcomed me into their community, and, they became friends instantly, and, we hang out and do stuff, and it was really nice to be able to have a community of people who are kind of there for you and you share similar interests. And that's why I always say, sports is such a amazing thing, because it brings people together from around the world that you might not know about. So work. So people are probably wondering, like, how are you just moving? Like, don't you have a job? Yeah. So I recently left my corporate world. So I'm not in corporate anymore. And then I run a nonprofit organization called Aspire for Hire. So I will put our website and stuff here. You guys should check it out. So Aspire for Hire is a nonprofit that I founded in 2013. And as I mentioned earlier, we use sports-based tools of education to support, empower, and educate youth. So we serve about 2,500 kids annually in Toronto, Canada, or the GTA. And we have a bunch of different programs that are going on. So we have partnerships with the Government of Canada, Public Health Agency of Canada, and a bunch of other entities. And we have a bunch of programs going on virtually right now because of the restrictions and stuff going on in Canada. And so I have a great team that is able to kind of deliver, and I'm able to support them from here. And so I'm doing that full time. But it also allows me to be able to be on the ground in Ghana and kind of network and make connections and partnerships and kind of work in the way that I want to. So there's a few local NGOs, like basketball or sport-focused NGOs, that I've been working with. So doing some capacity building here to help them, be better positioned to apply for different funding opportunities. Some business development work to try to support these groups getting funding and having sustainability. And so I've really been enjoying that. I'm also just very open to different opportunities. So as I mentioned, I've been meeting a lot of people, and so I'm still kind of thinking about different things that I want to do and different businesses that I want to start. And so I'm kind of just really here for a new challenge and a way to see okay, I was here for 6 months. I think I did pretty well, and now I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do in a year, and then we'll kind of reassess after a year and see what happens, and we'll see. And then I just wanted to start YouTube to document this experience, because not even just I think for myself, I really want to see kind of the growth and talk about my thoughts, and this is really making me accountable to actually talk about it and see kind of my progress and what I've been doing, what I like, what I don't like, the challenges. I want to show you guys, if you're interested in coming to Ghana, what it's actually like to live here and what the challenges you might face are. Everything is not like gumdrops and rainbows, and I think that's the biggest mistake that people make when they come, right? They come from Toronto, they come from the UK, they come from the US, and they have this expectation that Ghana is going to be exactly what it was at home for them. And to be frank, we're in a third world country, so you need to get that out of the way. That expectation needs to be gone, right? There's amazing things in Ghana, and there's a lot of challenges. It's not going to be what you're used to, right? We have water tanks. Sometimes the water doesn't flow, so you need to open a water tank. People don't have that in other places. They turn on the tap and they never thought about where it came from. Electricity. Sometimes the electricity is off, so that just means you have no power, so that you cannot do anything. You can't watch TV, you can't work, you can't use the internet, etc. So understanding kind of the challenges that are in Ghana, and I appreciate kind of the really amazing things that Ghana has to offer, and that for me outweighs any of the comforts that I'm not able to have that I'm used to. My camera memory got full. Anyway, I'm working on, figuring this out. So that concludes my why I decided to move to Ghana video. Please like and subscribe for more videos about this interesting journey, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.